Next guest wrote an op-ed for CNN.com titled, quote, "Anti-vaxxers are using the same tactics as cults do to attract followers on social media."
Yeah.
He writes, quote, "In 1974, I was recruited into a cult. Thankfully, after 2.5 years, I was deprogrammed and realized my mind had been hacked. Looking back, though, I see that the fear tactics that were used to recruit and keep me in the cult are the same ones that leaders of the anti-vaccination ideology are using today to attract and retain followers via social media and other outlets." Joining us now is Stephen Hassan. He's a licensed mental health professional and an expert on cults, obviously. Stephen,
Obviously. So since his mind got hacked and he was sucked into a cult, he's an expert on them. That makes a lot of sense. It kind of seems like saying, I had a mouthful of cavities, so I'm a dentist. I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Grateful that you are with us this morning. We appreciate your expertise. Understand how the tactics of a cult overlap with the anti-vax community.
So there are several components of a mind control authoritarian movement or cult.
Mind control authoritarian movement. What do we even know about cults? Like, mostly people know what they know about them or what we think we know about them from movies and, media, basically. I mean, they've always put these characters out there. Of course, David Koresh is a big one, or like Charles Manson. I mean, they're all fake or mostly fake, and they're put out there for a reason. Let's see. What's the definition of a cult? Cult, a system of religious veneration and devotion directed toward a particular figure or subject. Of course, again, like David Koresh, they put it out there as if he were some kind of Christian, like a fundamentalist Christian or something like that. And of course he wasn't. I mean, I can't really even say how much of the story is real or not real, but, he himself definitely was not a Christian. In the made-for-TV movie, Waco, it's actually a pretty, well-done movie, but in that movie, they even mention how they follow the Talmud. But you didn't hear that from me. So anyway, of course, they always make the religious connection because they're always trying to make, so-called religious people look nutty or back-ass words or whatever. A relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister. So yeah, again, it says a relatively small group of people. So if I'm saying we're, but you guys get it. Anti-hoaxy pokies. If we're such a small group of people, then how do we have this authoritarian control like that turd is insinuating? It makes no sense. Like, how are we controlling minds again if we're such a small, fringe group? A misplaced or excessive admiration for a particular person or thing. Again, I'm not really seeing it. What exactly are you admiring or propping up? I kind of think it's the other way around, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a crazy conspiracy theorist. Okay, so let's get back to Mr. Nose here and see what he has to say.
Points I want to make. One is information control, which is...
Oh, the cult of Trump. They've always got to connect Christians or right-wingers or whatever to freaking Trump. It always comes back to that. They just casually put that on the bottom there. It has nothing to do with the conversation now, but, hey, it's there for a reason.
Is lying, outright lying, withholding vital information or distorting it intentionally. And then the second point is part of the BITE model, the behavior, information, thought, and emotional control model that I've developed, is the deliberate...
The BITE, interesting. Since we're talking about the snake bite.
Installation of phobias or irrational fears to short-circuit people's critical thinking and analytic minds, to be so afraid that they're misjudging the danger that people are in. So what I want to tell the public...
So what is it that we're afraid of? I'm still not getting it. What am I afraid of exactly? What's the phobia?
Fear is good if there's real danger. We need to be able to react and get away from anything that's really, truly dangerous, like the COVID-19 pandemic. And a phobia is where you believe something's dangerous, but there's very little risk of any danger.
Okay. Any questions?
We need to look at facts. We need to analyze data to assess, oh, I'm in the Africa savannah, there's a lion, my life may be over, versus I'm sitting in my living room watching a movie of a lion attacking, and I'm here safe in my living room. I shouldn't react like that.
It's just like that. It's just like that. Yeah, even this news anchor guy is like, bro, just stop it, bro. You're going too far.
To control their minds, otherwise other people will control it for them.
I agree.
But how would you approach someone who's gone down that rabbit hole, especially a loved one? It makes it frustrating to try to convince people that you care about that they should get vaccinated.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the keys is when I was in the moon cult, I didn't believe I was in a cult.
Look at his hands. He's doing the Bill Gates hands. Look at him. Ew. Oh my goodness. That can't be a coincidence. Oh, gross.
Didn't believe I was brainwashed, was controlled by Satan.
Wow.
And so I was indoctrinated to do thought stopping. I had these phobias put in my mind. And one of the things I put in the op-ed piece was I was deliberately taken to see the Exorcist movie in 1974, along with hundreds of other Moonies. And then Sun Myung Moon, the cult leader, who claimed to be the Messiah and 10 times greater than Jesus, said God made this movie, and this movie was a prophecy of what would happen if you left the church. So I was so afraid of evil spirits. Before the cult, I didn't believe in Satan. I'm Jewish, but they had indoctrinated me so much with fear that I couldn't imagine ever questioning Moon or leaving the cult. And what's happening now, as I see, are people are in a cult where they are so programmed to dismiss any critics, any former members. For example, there's a great book I want to tell your listeners about, The Doctor Who Fooled the World. It's all about Andrew Wakefield, who started this anti-vax autism nonsense. It's been thoroughly debunked in this book. And what I'd love to see is more mental health professionals who are experts on phobias teaching people how to do an intervention, basically, where people are taught how to control their minds. So if I have a second, I'll just say, if you have an elevator phobia, you can't imagine riding safely and comfortably in an elevator. All you can do is imagine plummeting to your death or being trapped for eternity. And teaching
like
people, hey, modern elevator.
He just keeps bringing the great analogies. First, it was the lion from your living room, and now it's about getting trapped in an elevator. It's totally the same. You're right. I get it now. I didn't see it before, but now I get it thanks to his amazing analogies.
Have emergency brakes and you have a phone. You'll never get stuck for eternity. What I'm seeing, is that people can talk to their loved ones, not trying to persuade them with facts and attacking their beliefs, but motivational interviewing, asking them about their values, asking if they've gotten vaccinated in the past, do they have trust in a doctor or someone who's a healthcare professional, and there needs to be a gentle, incremental approach with gentle questions that motivates the person to realize.
a gentle, incremental approach. Incremental, like turning up the heat, the boiling frog.
Realize, you know what? There really is very little risk. And there are foreign actors and bad actors that want chaos, that want to destroy the government and democracy.
There's a lot of bad actors.
And those of us
just unbelievable. Clown world, upside down. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And just remember that they're the ones who told us to stay home, avoid our loved ones, isolate ourselves, cover our faces, experiment with potions, but we're the cult members. Learn something new every day.